You can't make you know very 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 simple mistakes, junior high mistakes, and beat a good football team. So made too many very basic fundamental mistakes on all three sides of the ball, which means you're gonna get beat. Got beat again. Take some questions.
These issues on special teams, that execution, discipline, what would all be like this special?
I don't know. Probably all of the above. I mean, it was bad. I understand how bad it was. We took a step forward on some cover teams last week, and then took a step back on some cover units here tonight. I thought Tyler did a good job of kicking the ball when he was in there. The snaps were better, the execution was better, but then the return issues that we had are just flat out unacceptable. I mean, we knew they were going to spray it all over the place, and when you hang it up in the wind, I understand it's tough, but I don't know how to coach that. The ball comes to you, you get it, you return it. The ball hits the ground. Everybody in the country, starting in junior high, says Peter, 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 and then get away from the ball. I can't explain that. I have no answers for that. So, special teams, obviously, we just flat out gave them 17 points, which, that in itself, probably the biggest difference in the game.
How deflating is that for you guys when it seemed like every opportunity where you guys were scratching way back in, there wasn't anything like that?
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. I mean, it was good to see Stedman back on track, and thought the protection was decent, and Gino was completing the ball, took care of the ball, and then you're down again. So, to win on the road in this league, is tough. To win at home in this league is tough. The quality of opponent, I think, is pretty good. I think we're, as a team, finding that out, and it's uncharted territories for a lot of people that are involved. But you can't make those kind of mistakes and beat anybody in this league. And it's really disappointing to see a bunch of guys that try hard. I mean, that the locker room was excited before the game. The locker room at halftime was determined. We go out, we make a run, and then all of a sudden we make just a silly little mistake that gives them 7 points. Is, yes, incredibly deflating.
Dean, what have you done throughout the year to try to get them to understand what the road is about?
Well, it's not, Mitch. It's just not the road. I mean, they're tough teams at home too. I mean, the conference is hard. What are we going to do to, try to be able to get ourselves in position to win the league? Well, we got to do a whole bunch of things. And I've been saying this since day one. I mean, it's going to take some time for everybody involved to truly understand what this conference is all about. A lot of good quality teams. We consider ourselves to be a good quality team, but I think there's some things that we need to obviously get better at. And it's not just one glaring position, one glaring side of the ball. I mean, it's all parties involved.
Dan, you've had similar conversations after games for a while now. You talked about trying this, doing this. Is there nothing left to try? I guess it's just the same things over and over. It's not sticking. It's not sticking.
You got some ideas? I'm all ears. I mean, we coached hard. I mean, our guys were coaching hard on the sidelines. Our guys, like I said, were determined. We came out of the. I mean, we should have been up at halftime. We just give them 10 points. Like you can't give people 10 points. I mean, that's just obviously inexcusable. But we came in from halftime. We were down 17, where we felt like we should have been winning, and we came out. We were determined. We made a run in the third quarter, and then just simple, stupid mistakes just are getting us beat. So I don't know. We won't quit. We'll get back to work on Sunday tomorrow, and we'll get in there and we'll work. We'll fight. Whoever's with us will work and fight with us. So it's a challenging game. It's a competitive game. We'll keep firing away, and we'll try to get better.
You talked about early before the season. You were talking about the body language and so forth. Have you noticed anything off with the kids?
Well, aside from the fact we're 5-4 and they're disappointed, yeah, the body language is pretty bad. It's tough. It's challenging. We'll keep working. I mean, these guys wanted to win. I thought the effort from all parties was good. I thought our effort was good. Was it enough? No. that team we played plays with a tremendous amount of effort. They have a tremendous amount of pride. They play hard for each other. I know what this place is about, and they play hard for each other. They play hard for their school. They play hard for their teammates, and have been doing it at a very high rate here over the course of the last 3 or 4 years. That's what we got to get to.
Is Zion McCartney injured?
No.
Do you have any reason why he didn't make the trip?
No.
Maybe your offense played a lot like it did the first 5 weeks of the season. Is it just rhythm? Is it having Stedman Bailey back healthy?
It helps. I think we all understand that. I take full responsibility for what happened offensively over the course of the last 3 weeks. We worked hard over the past week to get back, challenged them. Didn't think our effort was where it needed to be. I didn't think we were playing with 11 people that it meant a lot to. So we changed some things. It was good to see guys like Cody Clay get in there and play a bunch, and Ryan Nealon get in there and make some plays because it means a lot to him. And Connor Arlia get in there and play hard because it means a lot to him. If we can get about 70 guys that it means that much to, then we'll go and we'll line up and play better.
Defensively, is this team turning the corner in your opinion?
Yeah, we're playing better. We're still not playing that way 100% of the time. The team we played, they lead the nation in offense. They know how to play good offensive ball. It's not just about who's pulling the trigger at quarterback. Everything starts with these guys up front. Joe Wickline's a great football coach, and Todd Munkin's a great football coach. They know all the guys, and they get them to play hard. It doesn't matter which guys are out there. They get them to play with tremendous effort, and got 2 special running backs. And got some adequate receivers. The Stewart kid's really special. He was the best receiver on the field tonight. At least one of them, one of their best one anyway. But they're good offensively. Give them a lot of credit. The program's in great shape. Got a tremendous amount of depth. I would venture to say they played about 60 to 65 guys out there, which we're not at that point where we can do that. We didn't even travel 65 guys.
Clarify, what is Ogden's status on?
Why are you worried about it? I'm worried about the guys that are here wanting to play. There's a whole lot more important things to talk about than one person.
What did you say to the team after the game?
Yeah, you played a good team. You can't make silly mistakes. Like I said, we flat out just gave them 17 points. That's just one side of the ball, but we made silly mistakes on offense. We made some silly mistakes on defense. Didn't line up properly several times. Didn't communicate properly several times on the other sides of the ball, and you can't do that if you want to win.
Dan, in the first couple of series, missed handoff, bumping each other, overthrow a guy. Too quick, too much early. Look at you settled.
It's discouraging. I made this comment to the coaches that some of the mistakes that I saw out there tonight were junior high mistakes. We work handoffs every single day. We work fielding kicks and punts every single day. We communicate every single day. You get into an environment like this, you got to be mentally tough enough to be able to go out there and execute the way you've been doing for a long time. And we're clearly not getting through to our players that you need to go out there and you need to play at a very high level and not make junior high mistakes 100% of the time. It's the only way you can beat a team like this.
Has Clint Shelf improved since you left OSU?
Yeah, he has. He has. He's a great kid. Works hard. Yes, he's improved himself. And again, it all starts with those guys up front. The offensive line that OSU has is pretty good. When you have time to sit back there and go through your reads, then it's a heck of a lot easier. But he does a great job of that. He's really improved his game.
Danny, you did make changes, and you talked about junior high stuff. Can you take away playing time from guys, or are you at the point where you won't have the bias of
We're doing it. So we'll watch the tape and dissect it very carefully and see if guys are 100% bought in, and we'll see if guys want to get back to work here next week. And if they do and they're they're improving, then we'll play them. If they're not, then we'll move on with somebody else.
Is there an issue with Josh Jacobs?
I don't know. I have to talk to Bill. I don't know. We moved Edgar to guard because he wasn't playing very well at tackle. So we moved him to guard, and that was our plan, to get him in the rotation at guard and to get Kendler in the rotation at tackle. I'm not sure how much either one of those played. But we're at that point in the season. It happened to us last year. You got to have about 8 guys that you can play Gonna have to rotate some guys in there.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, right.
Okay, player.